I got my electric 12-volt electric sort of power outlet set up. Let me get a light here. Get a little bright, let it adjust. So it has a dual 3.0 charger, USB charger for phone. It's got the 12-volt cigarette lighter plug and a switch. I got the battery set up down below. It's got the car battery with a Shumacher 6-amp battery charger / maintainer. And this is for my CB base station. Got my little President Bill little foot warmer. Of course, I got a fan switch back there. That knob, potentiometer knob, powers 2 separate cooling fans for the CB and one for the linear amp. And then I have Anytone AT5555N or 5555N. I have the external speakers up here on top of my setup. But what I wanted to do was turn the power switch off and fully go off a battery, and then I wanted to plug in the USB cord to charge. And this is while I have the CB on. Let's see where the voltage goes. Okay. The Shumacher battery tender's off. It's staying at 12.7 at the moment. I'll plug it in. It should drop pretty drastically because it's a 3.0 USB charger, quick rapid charger. There it goes. Drop down 2. Now let's see, without the amp on, when I key up on the CB, sorry, the cord's charged, plugged in, charging cord's plugged in, so it's hard for me to bring the, there we go, the phone over for recording. Let's see here. We got that, and it's only dropped to 12.5. That's with the phone charging. And that, the CB keyed up and dropped another. And with the linear amp, it ought to do a pretty hard drop. Yeah, this is just a test. There it went. Down 12.2. At least the battery's holding. Let me lit up. It came back up a little bit. Yep, let's try this again. 12.2. I'm still holding. Alright. What I'm going to do is I'm going to reach my hand back in here. You can probably hear the whir of the cooling fans. Sorry about the jittery of the video. My phone doesn't know what to do without enough light. There we go. Now, test 1, 2, test. Down 12.2, come back up. And I'm going to turn this stuff off and unplug the phone. I'm going to turn the radio off. Unplug the power cord. Alright. And it's coming back up to 12.6. At least I know my battery's doing alright. Alright. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the power switch back on. My charger will come back on. There we go. Try to get a little light here. Going through its stages, whether it's AGM, regular lithium ion. It's saying to press for lead acid or for lithium ion It just went to charge. Came up to 12.8 volts. 12.8 volts on the charge. 12.9. See, my battery was at 78%. It's an old battery from a car that wasn't quite good enough for the car, but still good enough for this. Well, this is pretty neat. Chargers bringing it up. A bit higher voltage this way for charging. $13.4. $13.5 should bring it up to about $13.6. If I'm correct. Yeah. Alright. 13.7. Well, it's still rising. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and turn the CB back on. Turn the amp still on. Okay. Plug the phone back in. See, we're already up to 14 volts and charging. Yep. That's a 6 amp charger. Still in charge mode. See, I'll unplug the phone. Oh yeah. Took a dent out of the voltage by unplugging the phone. $14.1. Well, this is pretty cool to see. Well, thanks for hanging with me while I checked this out and did a little test on my own. Yeah, by the way, the Anytone, it really likes higher voltage, like from a vehicle when it's turned on, like 13.5 or more. It does a lot better on transmitting when it's got higher standard voltage than just battery. So that's why I like my setup with the small CB with the little linear amp for boosting. I have the CB RF output turned way down, so the RF output on the linear amp is very low as well. That way they both don't get too hot. But if I have to key down for a while and talk a lot, converse back and forth, then I got the fans if it warms up, and that helps out. That way I'm underworking each component, and that way not driving it anywhere near its max specs. If you do that, it'll last a lot longer and be a lot safer. Have a good one till I do the next little upgrade that I can show you. Alright, it's been about 20 minutes. The charger down there is gone to just maintain mode. It's not doing a standard full charge, so you'll see a little green light sort of blink down to, well, I don't know, it's staying solid green now. It's going to maintain, I guess, back to charge. Okay. Nevertheless, it's holding with the battery at 14.1 with my phone still charging. So I'm going to pull the charger out of, or the cord out of my phone, USB cord. Wow, up to 14.4, 14.5. That's with the CB still on. Let's see, I'm going to turn that off. Everything's off but this voltmeter. as far as drain on the battery. It's really bouncing around. That's interesting. So I'll put the radio back on, CB. Switch amp back on, 14.2. Put the phone charger cord back into the phone. Nope. You can tell that little green light down there has gone back into maintain mode. So it's not fully charging right now. So it'll probably settle into 12.9 volts in a little while, maybe a few hours, when the battery just sort of settles down to its own stasis voltage point. Alright. Well, hopefully this intrigued you too, to see what happens on a car battery with charger maintainer setup. See where the voltage goes, drops, at least on initial use. I haven't done a long-term test yet, but it's an older battery. It'll probably decline its health if I don't keep it maintained. So I'm going to leave the maintainer on it for now. And I'm probably going to have to find another new car battery sometime in the future. Sorry I'm talking low. My wife's asleep in the bedroom. I don't want to make a lot of noise, so I think that's it for this little test. That helped me know what's going on with use of the voltmeter that came with this little power outlet strip wired up with my battery and CB radio base station. Have a good one.